See that right now for you Virgos, it's a very trying time for you, right? Um, you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician, and the Five of Swords, right? The Wheel of Fortune represents a lot of you Virgos are very much so being tested right now, right? What do I mean when I say being tested? I mean with your interactions with others, right? It's a lot of dysfunctional people trying to get you on your nerves. Just that, just the average sadomasochistic, dysfunctional stuff that people try to do with Virgos, right? Get us on our nerves, do a bunch of uncalled for stuff completely out of the pocket, dysfunctional, out of nowhere, right? Just out of nowhere. The Magician and the Five of Swords, right? The Magician and the Five of Swords. The Magician represents Virgo, Five of Swords. And a lot of us have, taken that with grace. A lot of us are like, okay, fine. People running their games again, that's okay, right? Still maintaining self-worth, right? That's all right. Still maintaining self-worth. And a lot of you Virgos are like, okay, so what's next? What's next for you? What's next in your own life? And the Eight of Wands now and the Ace of Pentacles, right, represents, and because of this newfound level of self-worth, because it takes a minute for Virgos to find their self-worth, right? It's a rites of passage. It's a struggle for a lot of Virgos. But the Eight of Wands is about now that you have self-worth, right? This may not be something that you just thought of or you just created or it manifested. This may be something that you've had to work on for a while. And the Eight of Wands is, now that you've had your self-worth for some years, 6 months, a year, however long it is, you're not going to allow people to try to chip away at your self-worth, right? The Eight of Wands still maintaining confidence, right? Still maintaining self-worth, still doing all the things that you normally do to keep yourself up, working out, making sure that things are going well for you. Just, a lot of Virgos usually end up in a lot of physical activities, a lot of exercise, just to keep themselves healthy because it's part of their regiment. So the Ace of Pentacles, right? So the Ace of Pentacles represents you still have self-worth to give away, basically. You still have it to give. You're still in a position to give. But the Ace of Pentacles represents, when it comes to interacting with other people, sometimes people don't really realize what it is that you give, what it is that you have given to them, right? What you can offer. And honestly, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't know that a lot of you Virgos want to help and that you want to give back and that you actually want to be a mainstay, a priority in people's lives by providing them value. Most people are just stupid because they think that you're like, again, the sadomasochistic, idiotic interactions with Virgos, right? The idea that when you're doing that, when you're trying to give foresight and insight into something, when you're trying to give insight and just a different perspective, right? Knowledge, enlightenment. A lot of times people don't want that. People reject that. People just start spazzing and snapping off, right? Because they get upset at the knowledge. This is why it is I say that knowledge enrages the savage beast, because it does. The idea that, this is right here why it is that, a lot of Virgos don't necessarily end up in relationships too. That's part of the reason why it is that a lot of Virgos have difficulties really interacting with people. This is why we have so much Mercury retrogrades. It's because you have a lot of people who may not really understand that you Virgos was trying to show them love in a sense of be there for them, actually have their back, actually, instead of the things that people saying that they care for you, but they're actually nowhere to be found, you Virgos will say that with someone that you're getting to know, that you do care for them and that you're trying to get to know them, right? And that you actually do show up. But then they're so busy trying to, right, repel you, tell you no, laugh at you, clown you, mock you, that a lot of you, that they don't really understand the value that you Virgos gave to them, right, when you were giving it to them, right? How many times have you Virgos offered value to a person and that they were so short-sighted and so dumb, they didn't really understand, they didn't really understand the value of what it is that you gave, and then only up until afterwards they spazzed out on you. Then they took some time to think. They came back to you, whether it was friendship, whether it was relationship wise, and then they came back and then they make themselves look like a whole wet smack butt, because now it's like they understand the value of it now. Like you gotta understand, like a Virgo will, if you're in a relationship with a Virgo, and I have to educate because a lot of people don't know about Virgos. If you're in a relationship with a Virgo and a Virgo really cares about you, what they're not criticized, like Virgos aren't criticizing you to be disrespectful. Virgos are criticizing the person that they're with so that the person that they're with can be set up for success. The Virgos want to prepare a significant other to be able to where they're still ready and prepared in life, even without the Virgo being in their life, or even without the Virgo being there. So let's just say, you don't know how to do something on a computer. The Virgo will teach you on how to do that, but then won't hold your hand and will want you to figure it out on your own after they show you a couple of times. Why? So that when you're in a position where you're not near the Virgo, let's just say the Virgo is away on business, they're handling their business out on the town, they're doing their own thing. You, as whatever zodiac sign you are, you get yourself in a situation where you have a computer in your hands. You could be even at home. People are asking you if you have a computer, if you know how to use it. You actually know how to use it because the Virgo taught you how to use it. But what a lot of times people do is, a lot of times people look at it and they're looking at the Virgo like, oh, you're a party pooper. Why did you disrespect my parade? And it's like, it's not even about that. But again, they're so stupid. They don't read. They don't take the time to open their mind. They don't understand stuff. They don't even understand that that's part of what love is. How can somebody claim to love you, but then they're with you, but then they keep you handicapped? You're in a position where you don't have any more skills and any more importance and any more value, and you didn't learn, you didn't grow, you didn't do anything while you were with the person, but then the person swears out that they love you so much, but you don't know how to change a tire. You have no real world skills. You don't know how to get on a computer. You don't know how to fix your car. You don't know how to do anything. So now you're in a position where you're compromised, and because you're compromised, you just like this. And then people will get themselves in relationships these days and they swear out that they love their significant other, but they don't teach their significant other anything. Well, the Virgo actually is one of the few zodiac signs where you will learn quite a lot from hanging out with, and things that are functional. It's not that you're hanging out with individuals where, you're hanging out with somebody and you learn emotional blackmail. You know what I mean? So it's things that you can actually use in the real world to help you grow up, to help prepare you, to help emotionally mature you. The Queen of Wands now is about, so a lot of you Virgos are really just sitting back, letting people think whatever they need to think about you. Let them do all of that, right? And You keep your own level of self-importance, not too much, but just a tad. And you just continue to get to know other people. You have the 10 of Cups right here, which is about and allowing people to figure it out on their own. You know, allowing people to figure out that you had their back, but they don't, again, they're too emotional while they're in the moment for them to figure it out. So what happens? The Page of Swords, right? They realize the Page of Swords, right? They realize now that you were trying to help, but at this point in time, if you were dating anybody and you were trying to help them understand certain things, now they understand. Because now it's the idea of they didn't understand when you Virgos was around, right? You were casting your pearls to swine. Everything that you said, they were being very disrespectful. But the Five of Cups now is about how this is a situation for a lot of you where it's really more so about them. Because when you're a valuable source in a a valuable force or source in a person's life, they only understand, especially today, right? This is why it is that sometimes people will say that we living in the last days, because people don't understand or respect knowledge. When enlightenment is coming to them, they so stupid, they think that you know what I'm saying? Like they literally reject it, like this is some sort of exorcism. But they didn't. Now those people that you were trying to get to know recently, now they have a better understanding of it, because now they're realizing that you were there for them the time while they were acting like they didn't have any common sense, being on some stupid stuff. And the Knight of Cups represents, but still, and this is a miraculous thing that a lot of Virgos do. Still, you know what it is that Virgos still do? Virgos, because I am a Virgo, Virgos still hold up, especially ethical Virgos. I'm talking about ethical ones. Virgos ethically still hold up our ethics. Even through all of the nonsense, we still maintain it. Still, the idea that we're trying to do right by ourselves and trying to do right by the people that we say that we mess with. But again, sometimes people are too slow. Trust me. I'm not even going to go into any stories, but I could tell y'all something. Let's clarify the Knight of Cups. To clarify the Knight of Cups, you have the Justice, right. Seven of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, right. To clarify the Justice and the Seven of Cups, the Justice and the Seven of Cups is about how, because what it is that you Virgos understand that it's about doing right by yourself, first and foremost, but also, very important, a close second, doing right by others. And the Justice represents you Virgos just wanted to do right by yourselves and other people, but they don't understand that. I'm trying to tell you what time it is. They think that good is bad and bad is good. When you looking out for them, they think that you trying to trick them, right? When you were trying to get to know them and doing these great things for them, these helpful things, they think that you were trying to trick them, Virgo. But when it comes to a person playing games with them, they go after that. Because like it is, I said before, a lot of these people got mental problems. And they know they need to go get it checked. Because that whole mentality in on itself is warped. You understand? So this Seven of Cups represents, but what will they do, right? The two of you are not speaking anymore because you Virgos decided that your self-respect was more important and you stopped talking to them, right? What happened? They're going to continue to think that they're so on point, but what they're really missing the reality of is they're bums, okay? Then you have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, okay? The Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles is about how the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, okay, King and Queen, okay, cool. It's about how they will understand your value now that you're not there. Sometimes it takes a little while for people to understand your value when you're not there, right? When you've moved on, right? There's so many, think about it. How many times in your life, Virgos, have you had someone actually apologize when you didn't care, when you moved forward? A lot of times, right? Because they're behind the scenes, they're still mustering up the heart to admit that the stuff that they did was wrong, because that's how big their ego is. So you may hear from these people that you were trying to get to know. You may hear from these people coming up in the future. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell. Set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.